Welcome back to Small Press Expo 2000-01-2K. We are here with Rusty.
It's me.
And I'm Joe still, forever.
And you are?
I am Beth Scorzato.
Now, you work with
SPXlist.com. I am the managing editor.
Now, SPXlist.com is not a fashion website.
No, it is not, though I suppose we could cover that if we wanted, but we don't. We are a website dedicated to the feature and review of comic books outside the superhero genre, with a particular focus on small press and self-publish. So SPX, they're kind of our people.
Very cool.
We love this show.
The SPX is a great show to love. It loves you back.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's why.
It does.
It's never going to be one-sided with SPX.
No.
No.
It's not. I've been to a lot of shows, both as press and behind a booth, and it's just SPX is such a friendly show.
Yeah, no, it hugs.
Everybody wants to be here. Nobody. You don't come to SPX not knowing what you're looking for. You know.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of show where you're just like, comic books, I'll check it out.
There's not many people that set up here because they have to set up at a show to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They set up here because they want to set up here.
Yeah.
It hugs you
They
back
wanna
with
be
both
with people.
arms, is what I'm saying.
It does.
Now, how many years have you been coming to SPX?
This is actually only my second year, but I've followed it very closely from my internet station
So you stalked
many
it.
years before. Yes, I'm very good at internet stalking. But
So you spent a long
we've been
time
here 2
investigating.
years. Yeah,
beforehand.
we've been here 2 years with the website.
Cool.
And it's just such an amazing reception, even for press. I've been to a lot of shows as press, and a lot of times they're like, "Oh, who are you? What are you covering? I don't really care." And it's not fun.
No.
It's
But
not fun. It's terrible.
It is.
It makes me cry just
Sad.
thinking about it.
It makes me want to punch somebody.
A lot.
A
It
lot.
makes me want to punch them a lot.
I
Now,
don't mean to instigate punching.
okay. I mean, sure, why not?
I mean, I didn't mean to instigate punching, is all I'm saying.
I mean,
okay.
if that's what's going to happen, this interview changes.
Some people deserve it, so that's all right.
I'll roll up my
We'll find
sleeves and
somebody.
That's fair.
I'll start suckering people in the face.
Random, or are you going to choose people?
Oh, random. I don't want to profile
Have time
anybody
for all
that person deserves to be punched. I'd rather just regret than plan.
You can't do background checks.
Exactly.
No. Now, what do you do while you're at SPX?
Well, I am at SPX personally, as in my position, I do a lot of networking for setting up interviews and getting review copies. I talk to Top Shelf and NBM about, we're trying to start getting more advertisers and sponsors now, because we have some awesome writers who the website would not exist without them. I cannot emphasize that enough. I have a full-time job. I work on the website every day, but I don't get to write a lot. And all of these guys have been with us for over a year for no compensation other than a byline and the occasional free book, and they're amazing. And so we're really trying to do more with the website and get some advertisers so we can maybe compensate our amazing writers.
Nice.
Who are very sweet and stay with us.
How long have you been with the website?
My co-founder Alex Jarvis and we started it probably about a year and a half ago now. Though for a little while it was kind of stilted and it was just me and him occasionally posting things. But actually SPX last year is what really helped us launch it full force, because we got such an amazing reaction from everybody, and that really helped us get the website out there and feel confident that we can do this. People, this is a cool idea. It wasn't just a cool idea in our
Right.
head. People like this.
And that's the thing. You come up with something like that, and it sounds good and all, but until you get that feedback, you
Yeah.
know, it's just kind of out into the void.
It's
so.
yeah, this is awesome. Someone that isn't my mom thinks this is a great idea.
Yeah.
Although your mom had turnouts.
My mom does not always think that my ideas are great ideas, but she's very supportive.
Still,
So,
even in spite of all that you've done.
yeah.
Yes.
That's a shame.
That's the love of SPX.
That's it. SPX fills that
That's
love.
the love of an Italian parent.
Now, what have you seen this year that has gotten you excited?
I had a really long talk with a creator. I can't remember her name. I've met so many people, but she didn't have any more books, but we had a really long talk about graphic novels for young adults and children, and that's awesome, and I'm going to email her, and I hope we can do something
It
together.
was probably
Nice.
me.
It was
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
It was a good
also,
story.
There's a really cool book over in aisle J or something. I don't know, but I don't know if you saw it. It's a building, and it's bound so cool, and it opens up into
Yeah.
a building, and then it's side.
Was it the burning
hubs.
building
Yeah,
stuff?
and
Yeah,
it's got.
that book's amazing.
That guy's-
I'm really into things that are just that take it to a new place, like a binding like that, or like there's another R.M. Rhodes who's like right up here. He was showing me his book. He's not an artist, but he wanted to create comics, so he has 5 volumes of this story that he just created with all these different multimedia. He ended up working with 49 different artists over the course of 5 volumes.
Wow.
To create all these multimedia stories. Like, I don't know. I love seeing all the non-traditional, because yes, it's words and pictures, but it doesn't have to be words and drawings. Like,
Yes.
it can be so many things.
It doesn't have to be just a tight set of panels. You can actually expand
And
things.
that shows you kind of like the culture at a show like SPX, where people want to make comics more above anything else.
Yeah.
And so they make them regardless of their strengths and weaknesses for the simple act of making the book.
Yeah. Like that is the goal. So
Yeah, you get like I think you get a much higher passion for the medium here than you find at a lot of other shows, and I love that. I love being part of that.
Well, not too many shows have, a guy Xerox's own mini comics next to a big publisher next to somebody that's been doing comics for a decade, whatever you.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It democratizes the process greatly because everybody's in the same room and same area, mixed together.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There are like SPX superstars, but they don't act like SPX superstars. Like they're just as interested in someone else's mini comic as the next attendee.
Oh, and you see that a lot with the big name guests that come to the show, where maybe they're used to a different type of audience, a different type of show. But when they come here, they experience kind of like a feeling that maybe they're not familiar with. There's such a general excitement about comics, and that kind of I think it brings them back to something simpler. We've seen it with Frank Miller came to the show before, Will Eisner, all these. Neil Gaiman was here once, and they always seem to kind of they join the crowd instead of being separate from the crowd.
Yeah.
instead of just presenting to, they're actually like part of something, and and it's so different from so many other shows.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, with like you said, with these people are like SPX superstars or whatever, but they started out as just SPX people. So.
Yeah. And in a way, I think a lot of times like they're SPX superstars to us, but like they don't really care so much. They just want to share their comics.
Right.
Like I'm completely freaking out, but they're just like, yeah, that's cool. I made a book.
That's what I did.
Right.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
It was nice of you to freak out and
You're
all.
like, you don't understand.
Oh, I've had that talk before. That's an embarrassing talk. No, you don't understand. I really like your. No,
love
thank
you.
you very much.
I think I'm very proud of myself. I'm actually quite good at like reining in my fangirling. Like I
takes work.
tend not to come off as too enthusiastic.
Really?
I think.
You try to play it close.
I try to play it down.
Like you act like you're not even interested.
Yeah, I try to play it off.
Oh, this is your book. I didn't think it was real. I thought it
Or
was
like,
just,
or like I'll just slowly drop in by like, oh yeah, I read that.
yeah. It was fine. I read half of it and then I got bored. But then you know what? It turned out
was
okay. It wasn't bad.
It was a good half.
Yeah. I mean, I always try to see if they'll try to sell to me too, because I've worked on the other side of a booth before too. So I've also had the experience for 8 hours having to be on and being like, hey, can you buy this? But I mean, SPX actually is a great show for that too. The publisher that I've sold with is actually here, and I manned the booth for him for a half an hour yesterday, so he could like get lunch
cool.
and stuff. I sold 6 books in a half an hour. I don't think I sold 6 books all 4 days of San Diego. Like, so this is a show where people come and want to buy, and they're enthusiastic, and it's awesome to watch from behind the booth. It's awesome to watch from on the floor and to cover. I mean, this year we expanded our coverage a little bit more. Next year, I think I want to talk to some more fans about the show too. But
Yes.
Well, when I've exhibited it,
plans.
I have tricks I use to sell comics. Like, hey, can I borrow $1? And then they'll give it to me $1. I say, here's a comic. And then we
now
just
I don't
stop
owe you
talking.
anything.
Yeah, now we're done.
That's good.
Walk on.
I have tricks too, but they revolve more around me being a girl.
Rusty has those tricks.
I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know.
He has this charm.
Yeah.
You know.
They don't work as well, but not for me.
It's admirable that you try.
Yeah.
It's the effort. It's the effort that counts.
Nothing's
sometimes.
off the table.
Now, tell us about the website and just in general, since we haven't really talked too much about
That's
it.
okay.
What is it? It focuses on non-superhero genre comics.
Yes.
Generally independent and small press style,
the
right?
way it started was my co-editor and the editor-in-chief, Alex, he likes to tell the story that I guess he was listening. He's a big fan of Merlin Mann and his podcast and stuff, and I guess something that Merlin Mann said was, if you want to create a website, don't create a website about Star Wars, and don't even create a website about Jawas. Create a website about that one Jawa. And then
Yes.
every time you need to know about that, everybody comes there. And so he got that idea. So we actually had tried a few different ventures. We knew we wanted to do something together. We knew we wanted to do it about publishing. And ultimately, we stumbled upon the idea, well, let's cover comics that aren't superhero comics, because that's a lot of things, you don't hear about those.
Yeah.
So we started with that, and it was still kind of nebulous. And then when we came here last year, you know, we really hit on like, no, let's not just do non-superhero. Let's also do small press. Let's also do self-publish. Let's make it our mission to give full internet coverage and reviews to books that thought they were never going to get it. So that's what we really try to do, and we try to provide, you know, also creator interviews and buying information. And basically our mission is we want to find, we're very passionate about the medium. Obviously, right. I could talk to you about this all day, but we want to get people who thought that comics would never be for them into comics by covering the broad spectrum and trying to find a comic that might appeal to everyone, even someone who doesn't, you know.
Yeah, and by not being limited to like any one genre or anything like that, it makes it a lot easier to find, like, when people would say, like, I don't really read comics, there's something somewhere.
And there are great superhero comics, and we do actually have a gray area section in which we'll cover something that is self-published or small press that does have superheroes in it. Because people always ask us, they're like, why do you dislike superheroes? We don't. We love superheroes.
Right.
Like, if Alex wants to be a writer, and he's always like, you know, if I was asked to write a superhero comic tomorrow, I would do it. Like,
yeah.
I've cosplayed as superheroes, but it's just not what we cover on the site.
That's not what the site is for.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The site has its niche, but it's not reflective of us. People always think it's reflective of us. They're like, why do you hate superheroes? We don't.
No, that's just not what we're talking about.
Superheroes are an extremely important part of this genre, and we're never, ever going to discount that. But
that doesn't mean everything else isn't worth discussion.
Well, and then they have plenty of coverage elsewhere, so
exactly.
That's why you focus on the niche.
Now, before you go, we have a mystery bag of mystery questions.
I saw that.
Would you like to take part?
Sure.
All
I will take a mystery bag question. What have I got here?
Let's see.
Oh my God, I could never open these when I was a child either.
There we go.
I knew you could do it. I had faith.
What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Question. I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, I could probably get into what's up with that for quite some time. I live in New York, so there's a lot of what's up with that going on, and I think it's just people.
It is. Well, I
People.
think that's
Just
the answer.
people.
People is the answer.
What's up with that?
People.
People. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
And everybody should go to spandexless.com.
Spandexless.com.
And look at all
It's on
your
my shirt.
and
That's
look at
how
all
you
your
spell it.
SPX coverage.
Yes, we did, and our great accomplishment was live tweeting. I think you guys watched me run.
I watched
and
you
Alex
almost die.
running back and forth. I sacrificed my shoes to keep the doors open. I had a hot spot hidden under a chair in the lobby, but we did it. We live blogged and we live tweeted the Ignats amongst spotty coverage, and we're super proud of it.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Hope you
It was
have fun
a
the
very
rest
good
of the show.
I'm sure I will.
Thanks.
Thanks.